Hi, freshmen. This is Miss Culleton. I'm one of the school counselors, and I'm here on behalf of all of the school counselors to check in, to say hello, and to see how things are going. In a normal year, this would be about the time of year when we would start meeting in small groups to get to know you a little bit better, and to start making plans for next year and beyond next year. And obviously, we're not going to be able to do that. So we put together some videos to share some of the things that we would have shared in our small groups. We promise that eventually we're going to be in person and we can answer any questions that you have in the meantime. So we just want to present this to you right now so you are good to go for the rest of the school year. First of all, here are all of the counselors. Take a look at the screen and see if you can pick out your school counselor. If you're not sure, here's an alphabetical breakdown of who counsels which students. If you look on the left, that's the counselor's name, and on the right, that's the alphabetical breakdown of last names. So for example, for me, for Miss Culleton, if your last name begins with PR through SK, I'll be your counselor. I also counsel some of the EL students. So take a look at this list, make sure you know the name of your counselor, and then get to know their face. There we all are, ready and waiting for when you show up at school. Okay, so what does your counselor do? We do a lot of things. These are the big ones. We help you with academics. If you run into any trouble with academics, we're a resource for that. We spend a lot of time working with you on college and career planning. That happens mostly starting next year. We use a program called Naviance. There'll be another video about that coming up soon. We're here for social emotional help. We do a lot of scheduling. We schedule you each year. We fix schedules. We change classes. We're also people who can answer questions. We don't always have the answer, but we're a good person to start with if you have any questions. So what if you do need help? First and foremost, we want you to feel comfortable reaching out and asking. There are a lot of people here who can help you. To start, I would say if you're having any trouble in your classes, start with your teachers. They're a great first step. They know what's going on with the curriculum, and they're there for you. If you need additional help, that's where counselors come in. We're here to help with all sorts of things, as I mentioned. We also have deans. Deans spend a lot of their time working on attendance and on discipline, but our deans are wonderful and very nice and a great resource too. We have some great nurses when you're not feeling well. We have a team of social workers and school psychologists to provide some extra help, especially when you're dealing with some social emotional concerns. There's also a tech help desk. If you're at home and you run into problems with your iPad or any of the technology or apps, you can dial that number 942-7777. Just think 4 7s and you can leave a message and get help from them. What's the best way to stay connected? Probably right now, the best way to stay connected is via email. You can email your teachers. You can always email your counselors. Counselors also use Remind. So we want to make sure that you're connected through Remind. And always keep up to date on the Class of 2024 Schoology group. Make sure you're checking that. I mentioned Remind. So each of the counselors has their own Remind group so they can text you and you can text them. So what you want to do is make sure you text 81010. And for each of the counselors, there's a code. There's a specific code. Again, for Ms. Culleton, for me, you would text 81010, and my code is @Culleton24. Many of you have signed up for Remind already, but many of you have not. So if you have not, you want to take time to do that so we can stay in touch. We have lots of academic resources at Glenbard West. I would say while we're remote, the first step would be to access help from your teachers through their office hours, and those would be after schools on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have National Honor Society tutors. These are students who are available to help you in all content areas. If you need help with that, you'd want to reach out to your school counselor and we can connect you with those tutors. The Right Place is a resource in the building, but they're also doing virtual tutoring on writing. So if you need any help with any writing product for any class, there's a way for you to sign up for virtual tutoring during your lunch periods, even after school or on the weekends. Each of the departments beyond English will have department resource areas where teachers are available to help during the school day. So once we're back in the building, you'll be able to get help in math and science, social studies, world languages, and the department resource areas. We have a program called Strive, which gives you after school homework help. And then once you're a sophomore, and if you're taking an AP class, there's something called the AP Support Cafe where you can work with a teacher or a student specifically on your AP class. I want to talk a little about what the Westway is. Hopefully you've heard about or seen the term the Westway. The Westway is the road we follow to make Glenbard West the best. So if you're a Glenbard West student and you're following the Westway, you're doing three things. You're working on being successful, being involved, and being respectful. If you're doing those three things, you will be following the Westway. So think about ways to be successful. Take your learning seriously. Ask for help when you need it. Get involved. Join a sport or a club. Definitely our clubs are still up and running even in the virtual world. Stay connected during remote learning. Be that person who comes to class every day and is present and involved in class. And finally, always be respectful. Reach out to your classmates if they need help and be friendly and helpful in everything you do at West. Finally, we just want to remind you as counselors that we are a community, even if we're apart. Together we are West. This is our hashtag. This is what we believe in very strongly. We're here for you. Once we're back in the building, we'll get to know you even better. But in the meantime, know that we're together and with you. Now stay tuned. There'll be other videos. There'll be a video about graduation requirements and courses. Another video on Naviance, that's that program I mentioned about college and career planning, and a third video on how to sign up for classes. So stay connected, know that we're thinking about you, and stay well.